If you guys have kids or work with kids, maybe this doesn't surprise you, but it surprises me all the time how moments can go from silly and goofy to serious and meaningful really quickly. Yesterday, everyone who showed up for PRPC Kids Sunday School, we were just a little bit off. It was a gloomy, rainy day, and we were just kind of feeling funky. And so we had a dance party. At 10 a.m. on a Sunday, when all the adults are starting worship, we started a dance party. And it changed everything. We were feeling goofy and silly, and we needed to move our bodies. And so we did. We danced and danced and danced and laughed, and it was amazing. And then we were tired from dancing. And so the kids and teachers, we sat down, and I started to tell them about our lesson for that day. And we had gone from being really silly and really goofy to really serious, just like that. I was telling the students that today's story was going to remind us that God is always there. And if we pay attention, sometimes we'll notice God in really ordinary places. And one of our students said, I talk to God all the time, but sometimes I don't think God is talking back. Don't you feel that way sometimes? I know I do. I told her, you might feel that way your whole life, but that doesn't mean we stop talking to God, does it? No, we keep talking to God because we know in our head and we know in our hearts that God is there. Sometimes we're just not hearing from God in a way that we can understand. One of the students asked a little bit later, what is hope? And does hope? Now, I didn't really understand the second part of that question, but we started talking about what is hope and how do we experience hope, and does having hope create more hope? If we have hope for something, do we have hope maybe in a different situation? I told him the simplest way I can describe hope is when you wake up and you're having a bad day and you believe it can get better. That was the simplest student age-appropriate way I could describe hope in that moment. Waking up on a rainy day and believing that you'll see the sun again. Maybe not today, maybe not in the next hour, but believing that the sun is there and that you'll see the sun again, even though the weather today is pretty crummy. How do you describe hope? How do you experience hope? Do you think hope hopes? Do you think hope creates more hope? I want to know from you, how do you explain hope to kids? How do you explain hope to your friends or your parents or your coworkers? How do you remind yourself that hope is real, that we have hope and we have been promised a better future? We need to tell our stories of how God is showing up, how we're experiencing God, even if it's just for a moment. Because I think that's how hope hopes. I think that's how we experience and share the love of Jesus. And don't we need more love?